Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Dear HR Insider, where we take real workplace questions and get expert advice from our HR pros. Today's question is all about leadership, what it really takes to grow as an effective leader in today's workplace. So I have asked our HR expert, Lisa Hanning, to share her insights on this important topic. So Lisa, here's today's question. I want to help my leadership team and even myself become more effective in our leadership in 2026. But it's hard to know where to start. What type of tools should I invest in? What's available to us, and really what's worth that investment? I think this is such an insightful question. Leadership development can really feel overwhelming because there are so many tools out there. So Lisa, what's your take? Where should someone start if they want to become a better leader?
Well, first, kudos for looking into this and asking the question. Just the willingness to invest in yourself and the leaders on your team and organization will definitely pay huge dividends. So often, leaders are just focused on fixing problems, addressing issues when it comes to people. And actually taking the time to identify how you can help each and every one of your leaders grow based on where they are in the journey is extremely valuable. Rarely does someone come fully equipped into their leadership role to be the best leader ever. It's skills that's learned over time. And some things that can help fast forward that is understanding where you are and how other people see you in the leadership role. A tool that we really love to use is Management Research Group's LEA 360. It's a tool, unlike others, that may assess how you're hardwired, and those have their place too. But in the LEA 360, they measure 22 leadership behaviors and how they fit into 6 core leadership functions, like identifying a vision and selling that vision, getting people excited to come on board, getting it implemented, up and running, etc. And then how you do that with a team. So it measures these 22 behaviors. And the great thing about looking at behavior versus how you're hardwired is that you can change your behavior. You can utilize the behavior more often. You can utilize it less. You can utilize it differently with different audiences. And that's the beauty of the LEA 360 is it provides the person who's being assessed that kind of insight. And then it provides tools to help you once you identify which behaviors you might want to work on. So I love that. The other thing that it does is, I mentioned it, the 360 suggests that other people are giving you input. You have the opportunity to not only do a self-assessment, but you get an assessment from your boss, from your peers, and your direct reports. And each one of those stakeholders may experience your use of those behaviors differently, which is absolutely normal. And if you're doing this and you say, I'm the chairman of the organization, I don't have a boss, that's not a problem. We can tap into your board or other folks. So there's a way to play with who does the assessment. But it provides you actionable feedback. And I think that's critical and why it's so worth the investment. MRG also has done an extensive amount of research. And for example, they have done a great deal of research into profiles that might indicate that there might be some trouble ahead for someone's leadership. And, if you fall into one of those 4 profiles, it's great for coaching. It's great for, talking to an individual about these particular behaviors that you might really want to focus on at this point in your career. The other thing that I really love about this tool is, unlike so many other surveys or assessment, it's not a 5-point scale. And so there's not an opportunity to game the results. Like, I really love Cinthia and I just think she's fabulous at everything she does. Well, that's not giving you the feedback that can really be helpful in your development. They use a semi-issative scoring. Say that 4 times. Scoring tool. And so you're asked to respond to different questions in different ways. It can take more time to do the assessment, but I think you really get, you get out of it what you put into it. So, so that's really valuable. And then, as I mentioned, they have a whole resource library that's helpful in terms of identifying how you might want to utilize a behavior more often with a particular audience, or how you may not want to use a behavior. And then lastly, the thing that we love about the tool, there are many, you could tell I'm a bit of a LEA 360 geek, I love it, is you can then look at how your entire leadership team, if you do them on all the leaders, you can see where you all line up. And it's a great way to take a peek at what would be worth our investment to work on as a leadership team. Maybe collectively, we're not so great at getting things across the finish line, and we would be, in terms of follow through. And so it would really behoove us maybe to this year spend some time working on what's defined as control and feedback, and how you do that with different audiences. So that's just an example.
That's fantastic. I really appreciate your insights in this, Lisa. And I think you've told me before that you've actually taken this yourself a couple of times. So to hear that firsthand experience, really puts a lot of weight behind your experience now as actually getting to help others with this assessment.
Yeah.
And in my perspective, yeah. Oh, good. Have you assisted others with this here at Cooper People Group too?
Yes, I'm certified in the tool. And yes, Lisa Cooper herself, our fearless leader, has taken the LEA 360 and received feedback from those people she respects in the community, her team at Cooper People Group, etc. And, she's identified some areas herself that she's working on and developing. For myself, I did it many years ago as part of development, and it was really exciting to do it again many years later in a different role and see how I had grown and evolved in the use of some of the behaviors. And so, again, unlike an assessment that shows you how you're hardwired, like PI and some others, which we love as well for the right use, this is specifically for leadership, and provides the actionable insights on how you can continue to grow and develop.
Oh, that's wonderful. I think leadership development it's completely a journey. So it's great to know that if you have those small, consistent, actionable steps, that those make a huge difference over time. So thank you so much for sharing. Yeah.
Yeah. And when you work with a facilitator, after taking this assessment, you also begin to understand how different behaviors work together, and how by utilizing a certain combination of behaviors, you can drive the results that you're really looking for.
Yeah, so having a facilitator, do you recommend that as kind of a coach for somebody that's taking this assessment?
Absolutely. And if you're working with a coach already, you can take the results to them and share with them. And certainly we do, as part of the assessment, we do the read back and provide you with the information and help you look at areas that you might be interested in focusing on, but are also very happy to, hand over an assessment and work with your own coach in what you're already dealing with.
Oh, I love this. I think the approach is so great that the assessment is tailored to the individual, to the organization, as is the coaching. We can kind of meet you where you are and fine tune where we need to. I think this is great.
And, there's no place like the beginning of the year. We all set these objectives, and we have our goals for the year. And this would be a wonderful gift to give yourself, and certainly to give your leaders on your team, to help them strengthen their skills in the coming year.
Oh, that's wonderful. Thank you so much for your insights today, Lisa. I think this is a wonderful tool, and I appreciate your advocacy for it. And thank you,
thanks for
everybody
having
else.
me.
Of course. And thank you for everybody for listening in to Dear HR Insider. Don't forget, if you have a workplace question or an HR question, send it on through to us to our Dear HR Insider form, and your question might be featured in a future episode. Don't forget to follow along with Cooper People Group on LinkedIn and Facebook for more HR insights, leadership tips, and publications. We'll see you next time.